If you're creating the same invoices every week, you're wasting hours every month and risking missed billing. Today, I'll show you how to fully automate this entire process using recurring invoices in QuickBooks Online. And later in the video, I'll show you how to skip a week without breaking the schedule, how to add one-time charges without changing your template, and how billable expenses can auto-attach to the invoice. In our example, Northline Services provides weekly lawn care for a flat fee. They bill their customers every single week. One of those customers is Larry, who pays $60 for weekly mowing. Since amount never changes, this is the perfect use of a recurring invoice. To create the recurring template, we'll click on the gear icon and then recurring transactions. Then we'll click on new, and the transaction type will be invoice, and then we'll click OK. And this is going to be for our customer, Larry Edwards. The terms are net 15, and this is for the service, lawn mowing, for $60. We'll call the template Larry Edwards. Now let's decide how automated this invoice will be, because this choice controls everything. Scheduled templates are sent automatically. Reminder templates are created at regular intervals and can be edited before they are sent. Unscheduled templates are saved and can be used at any time. Since this is truly hands-off billing, we'll select Scheduled. We'll set this invoice to be created 5 days in advance. This will give us a chance to review it before it is emailed to the customer in case any changes need to be made. Under Template Options, we'll turn on Automatically Send Emails, so the invoice will be sent by QuickBooks based on the schedule we set. Include Unbilled Charges will add any outstanding expenses that we marked as billable to the customer. Mark as Print Later allows you to batch print invoices. For the interval, we'll select a start date of December 11th. Since this is an ongoing service, we won't specify an end date, but if we were tied to a contract, say for 1 year, we could stop using it by, which would end billing on a certain day, or after, which would end after a certain number of times. In this case, we'll select never. We're going to repeat this weekly, so every week on Thursday, which is a day when Larry receives services, and then we'll save the template. Here we can see the newly created template for Larry Edwards that's going to start on December 11th. Now let's say Larry skips a week. We could click on the drop-down arrow and select Skip Next Date. Billing will automatically resume the following week. We could also pause the recurring invoice or delete it if services stop completely. To copy a recurring template, select Duplicate. This copies everything except for the title, which makes it quick and easy to create templates for similar clients. The recurring transaction screen is where you can check to see that invoices were sent. So here we have the customers Emma and Jenny, who have recurring invoices that are sent on a weekly basis. The last invoices were sent on December 3rd, and the next invoices will be sent on December 10th. You may see an option to convert to recurring payment. This is different from a recurring invoice. It sets up automatic payment through QuickBooks, and the customer must approve it first. If you created reminder templates, you would click on the reminder list and they would appear here. If you selected Mark as Print Later on your template, you can access those invoices by clicking on All Apps, and then Sales and Get Paid, and then Sales Transactions, and then you'll change the delivery method to Print Later. Then you can select the invoices that you want to print, click on Batch Actions, and then Print. Now let's look at a customer who already has billable expenses set up in a recurring invoice. For this example, we'll use Jenny so we can see how QuickBooks Online automatically adds billable expenses. We'll click on View Edit to open the invoice. Here we can see the billable expense for 2 sprinkler heads for $28.32 that were automatically added. This ensures that clients are billed accurately and you don't have to manually track reimbursements. Let's say that Jenny requested tree trimming services, so we can add that service to this invoice, and that was for $350. Then we'll click Save, and we're asked if we want to edit the recurring template or only this invoice. Because this was a one-time charge, we're only going to edit this invoice, so we'll click Yes, this one only. You can create invoice reminders by clicking on the gear icon and then Account and Settings. Then you'll click on Sales and scroll down until you get to reminders. Then you'll click on the pencil icon, and you want to be sure that automatic invoice reminders is turned on, and then you can turn on up to 3 reminders. So you'll click on the drop down arrow and then slide this over. Then you can select how many days before or after the due date the reminder is sent, as well as make any changes to the email message that the customers will receive. And then you'll click Save and Done. From a new invoice, you can turn it into a recurring template by clicking on Manage and then going down to Scheduling and then turning on Make Invoicing Recurring. Then we'll go back. You can also turn on Invoice Reminders, and after you've filled out all the details for the recurring invoice, then you'll save the template. Recurring invoices remove one of the most repetitive tasks in your business. This reduces billing errors and frees up your mental energy for more important work. If you found this tutorial helpful, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more bookkeeping and QuickBooks Online videos to simplify your workflow.